The assault strikes faster than thought. Zero warning, zero delay. One moment the woods are still, the next a life is extinguished. Out here, brute force doesn't dictate survival. Timing does, down to the millisecond. A solitary lunge, a single wrap, and the story ends. You aren't watching standard animal behavior. This is natural selection displaying its most lethal efficiency. Toxins brewed to crash nervous systems in a heartbeat. Coils built to flatten lungs before a cry escapes. Serpents don't skirmish for status. They assassinate. Buried in the thicket, a slender rat snake inches forward, ignorant of the line it just crossed. Its scent hangs heavy, ringing the dinner bell. Nearby, a superior killer is already stalking. Quiet, sharp, driven. The indigo snake doesn't panic. It plans. This hunter specializes in devouring its own brethren, stripped of fear and hesitation alike. The second jaws make contact, the exit shuts. The rat snake flails, burning energy, desperate to flee. But the indigo's grip is absolute, choking off air and optimism simultaneously. No drawn-out war, no Hollywood escape, just the cold competence of a predator finishing the job. Close by, a clutch of hatchlings scatters, sprinting against a hostile planet. One falls behind. Just one. That is the only error needed. The shadow returns, striking with robotic precision. Fangs to the skull, windpipe crushed. The fight drains away. Nature doesn't forgive slowness in the young. These aren't freak accidents. They are the standard. Vipers don't bet on chance. They trust a blueprint polished over eons, where every incompetent ancestor was scrubbed from existence. What is left is pure, merciless capability. If your heart is already pounding, don't go anywhere. The violence ramps up from here with a predator that makes venomous killers look helpless. Smash that like button, subscribe, and get ready, we are just warming up. Usually toxins are the judge, jury, and executioner. One nip can freeze muscles and stop a heart. But nature loves a loophole. Killers built not just to slay, but to shrug off the deadliest chemistry on the planet. Under the baking sun, a rattle shakes the air. A venomous guardian coils, assuming its poison is an impenetrable shield. But the incoming nightmare doesn't pause. It doesn't blink. This beast has spent a lifetime eating things that should kill it. Immunity is in its veins. The rattlesnake fires first, fangs sinking and praying for a reaction. Against anything else it would win. But the invader ignores the injection, clamping down and wrapping tight. Venom pumps, but it is useless. Breath vanishes. Blood flow stops. The brawl ends in silence, not with a bang. Elsewhere, a coral-hued hunter latches onto a victim, refusing to release. Unlike vipers that strike and recoil, this one has to chew the poison in. Time drags. Tendons stretch. Then luck strikes. A twig. A momentary block. The jaw slips. In a heartbeat, the meal vanishes into the brush, cheating the grave by a hair's breadth. Deep in the tropics, two shapes tangle in a chaotic knot. A lethal viper tries to inject a fatal dose, but the target won't drop. It twists away, spoiling the aim, shrugging off chemistry that should be terminal. Experts suggest certain snakes, sharing territory with venomous peers, develop a partial shield, just enough to stay alive, just enough to flee. Today, that tolerance buys a future. The venomous aggressor slips. The target wrenches free and vanishes, flipping a guaranteed funeral into a miraculous escape. These clips reveal a hidden reality. Toxicity isn't always the ace in the hole. Sometimes, evolution grants the victim just enough armor to rewrite the ending. If these high-stakes chess matches have you hooked, hit like and subscribe. You won't want to miss the next part, where raw size settles the score. Not every death is quick. Some happen in grueling quiet, where muscle replaces poison and stamina is the only currency that matters. Here there is no lightning strike, just a slow squeeze, and the dawning horror that you aren't getting away. On a jagged ridge, a titan python strikes, looping heavy rings around a muscular monitor lizard. The reptile goes to war, claws ripping at the dirt body, trashing in refusal. Minutes tick by. The wrestling match lasts way longer than it should. The lizard won't quit even as its strength evaporates. The python relaxes for a split second, not giving up, just adjusting. Its jaw unhinges, a necessary price for a meal this size. Grip resecured, the beast starts the finale. Slow, deliberate. The prey goes down in one piece, proving that persistence outkills speed. By the water's edge, a frog leaps for its life, legs pumping as a serpent locks on. The amphibian puts up a hell of a fight, battering against the reeds, burning every calorie it has. but an injury seals it. Once the second leg is pinned, the rebellion dies. It is over. The hunter swallows, casually aware the war was won the second the teeth sank in. Nearby, a juvenile snake enjoys a hard-won meal, oblivious that it is on the menu. From the gloom, a massive constrictor lashes out. Rings bind the head, choking off the arteries instantly. No epic duel. Mass dictates the winner. Cannibalism is rare, but when it hits, it is total. One killer fuels another. These moments highlight a grim rule. Freedom is a fantasy once the predator establishes control. When the knot tightens, the future is written. If you can't look away from this brutality, make sure you are subscribed. The next segment takes it to the limit, predators taking on rivals just as lethal as they are. Some fights aren't about food, they are about territory. Two weaponized killers occupying the same dirt, neither willing to back down. When apex predators crash, errors aren't allowed, only split-second choices matter. On the open plains, a serpent hunts a rival with single-minded focus. The fleeing snake snaps back, striking in defiance, knowing it is the only card it has left to play. But the aggressor takes the hits and keeps closing the gap. This beast is a specialist in fratricide, using a mix of brawn toxins and grit. With every second, the squeeze intensifies, the window for escape shuts. Finally, the struggling stops and the victor takes its prize without a second thought. In another skirmish, coils bind a venomous enemy, fighting madly to inject its payload. The attacker is unfazed. It compresses harder, shrugging off bites that would paralyze a mammal. This species grew up next to death, building an immunity that turns lethal weapons into minor annoyances. Once the wiggling ceases, the winner starts the feast, knowing the danger is gone. High in the canopy, a bird gambles and loses, drifting too near the silent branch. The attack is a blur. Venom hits the bloodstream before the wings can flap. Frozen in midair, the meal belongs to an ambush master that doesn't need to chase, just to wait. Clean, quiet, done. In the final showdown, an armored reptile looks safe. Heavy scales, strong legs, but once the coils overlap, the armor is useless. Circulation drags, breath fails. Even the toughest shielding crumples under maximum pressure. The snake realigns its maw and begins the slow ingestion, proving nothing is truly untouchable. These aren't shows put on for us. They are tutorials written in blood and sinew. For a predator, hesitation is a death sentence. If you are still here, you are seeing the wild at its most savage. Smash that like, subscribe, and steel yourself. The final chapter brings the most stunning conclusion yet. Every clip points to one fact. Nature offers no do-overs, no pity, no justice. Life belongs to those sculpted by pressure and failure. Snakes aren't monsters or miracles. They are results, living evidence of what survives and what dies. In the last act, a master constrictor attacks from nowhere. No dramatic music. The loops seal, instantly snuffing out blood flow before fear kicks in. This is how evolution settles a debate silently and permanently. Even tank-like prey, even veteran killers fold when the grip is true. Power vanishes, resistance is moot. What makes this terrifying isn't the gore but the accuracy. Every bite, every wrap, every gulp follows a script drafted millions of years ago. Zero waste, zero fumble, just efficiency sharpened to a razor's edge. This specific brand of savagery is precisely what keeps us transfixed. It serves as a stark reminder that the wild offers no truces. It is an endless gauntlet, mercilessly weeding out the fragile and reserving existence exclusively for those possessing the resilience to outlast the most brutal elements. If this voyage into the domain of lethal strikes has transformed your view of these vipers, do not forget to back the crew. Crush that like button, lock in your subscription, and activate alerts to guarantee you witness the next installment of unfiltered carnage. Even more shocking confrontations are on the horizon, where primal urges dictate the outcome, and just one beast crawls away alive.